Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're on. Hey guys. Hey, all of my fans out there. This is Emmanuel and Matt. Emmanuel is going to be doing some ISAing for us, and Matt is a fantastic agent down in Houston.
Thank you for the kudos. I appreciate that.
So, anybody that you want to refer Matt or to Houston, get in touch with Matt. He is the guy.
Heck yeah.
There it is. Matt, who are you calling this morning?
I have I've got a lot of callbacks I have to make. So I'm going to be calling database. And so really it's kind of a mix. It is a mix of cold calls or follow up to cold calls. It is expireds, a few expireds, a couple of FISBOs that I have, and then just sphere of influence and past clients. So really, it's just as my database has grown and I'm scheduling follow ups with people that I've spoken to. My day to day, I have a ton of them, so I really need to get through them and find out where some of these people are.
Love it.
Yeah. How about you guys? What are y'all calling?
Expireds. Emmanuel's learning the process. So Emmanuel, tell us what you sold beforehand. He has a lot of customer service experience, and then timeshares, right?
That's right, timeshare. I have a little bit of experience in timeshare. I am in Playa del Carmen and Quintana Roo. You guys are welcome to the Caribbean, to the Mexican Caribbean. Um, it's
Matt, we
a.
going?
I've heard it's beautiful down there. That's where we need to be.
Have you been out here, Matt?
I never have. No, the only place I've been really in Mexico is just on the border towns in Mexico, and then into Cancun. So,
Okay, we're right here, 30 minutes away from Cancun.
oh, is that right?
So
Okay, so then I've been close. I didn't
yeah.
realize.
All right, so you got the experience of the Caribbean.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cancun and that whole area down there is just absolutely gorgeous.
As you can see, there is a lot of big hotel chains, so that had a big influence on a vacational. So it's vacational properties out here,
Huh?
which I was a big influence in. Um, Working with Hot Rock as well, we used to sell packages for them for visitors to come by for a 4 day, 5 nights.
Uh-huh.
And after the pandemic hit, it kind of went to a downfall on anybody traveling. Um, but overall, it did kept a good influence since the president didn't change close the doors on any tourists in Mexico during COVID. So
Yeah.
it was a free. Um, you couldn't really see COVID out here.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
that's
pretty
good
much.
because it sounds like your country's president decided not to tank your economy like everybody else.
But this section of the area, Quintana Roo was one of the lucky states that
Yeah.
didn't get to do that. The neighboring states they had to shut down just that like everybody else. I don't
Oh
know,
yeah.
for some reason it was a blessing enough for us to get cited.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, well, yeah, good for you guys because they shut us down a lot and it really caused a lot of problems. So I'm glad that y'all didn't have to go through that because I think a lot of it was in hindsight seems to be unnecessary, which was
Yeah.
really unfortunate for a lot of people. So you sell shares as well?
Uh, for them to stay, you guys could come over and have a 4 day, 5 night just to go to the
Oh, okay.
presentation.
Yeah.
From that, everybody does different project within it. It's a big process overall.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what, if you've got that kind of sales experience on the phone, then I think you're going to do just fine. call it expireds. Have you called expireds before?
No, I
Never.
haven't.
Okay. Well.
We went over expired. We went over expireds yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So Emmanuel came from Power ISA.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah, I've heard of the company. I see Gus's. I get his emails, watch his videos. So he's always fun to watch. And have you been with Power ISA for a while, or just started with those guys?
I've been with them for, what can I say, a month. A month. I was doing some calls for pre-construction.
Yeah.
But that was in Canada for Canada. That
Okay.
was condominiums, pre-construction condominiums, and the agent that I was working with, I guess it did affect the economy down in Canada. So
Uh-huh.
she had to downsize, I believe, and ended up here with Kent, and I'm excited. That's something new. I haven't done this before. I've seen a lot of his content, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah. No, you're going to do fine, man. With expired, you just don't focus on the nose. Just you'll get used to getting hung up on and people telling you no, and that's just part of it. Don't take it personal. Which you got phone experience, so you won't. But you're going to do great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we went over the numbers yesterday for how many no's to a yes, and
Oh yeah.
a lot more no's than yeses.
Well, it's
Unless
true.
Unless your name's Matt Parker and have that beautiful Southern Texas accent.
That's exactly right. Now you can draw it out and say, "Hey, lady, you want to sell your house?" But that's probably that'll probably still get you hung up on.
Have you ever watched? What's that guy's name? Shoot. Shoot. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he prank phone calls people on Craigslist and acts like he's a Southern guy. And
there's one guy called, his name is Rodney Carrington.
Yeah.
He's a Southern dude, and he does that. He'll prank call people, and he'll do is he'll get you so mad that you want to fight, and then he'll tell you, "I'm going to come down there and whoop your ass." And he'll threaten them and get them just like, "You come down here and I'm going to kick." It is the funniest thing. And then right when they're about to literally explode on the phone, he'll go, "Oh man, I'm just joking with you. This is a prank call." It is so funny. He told he told this one guy, he's got this real Southern accent. He goes, "I'm gonna tell you, buddy, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna snatch you bald headed, and then I'm gonna whoop your ass for being bald." He told another guy, "I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in your ass. You better watch how you talk to me." And he'll just get you over the top, boiling over the top mad. And he'll go, "All right, man, I'm just kidding."
You gotta. People are the best.
It is hilarious.
So Matt, what's the number one objection that you're getting right now?
We're not going to sell right now.
Not going to sell?
Yeah, we're not going to sell now. And there's, a few reasons for it, of course, is number one, it expired. So they're a little upset by that it didn't go well. Number two, if the sellers are watching the news at all they're basically seeing nothing but negative, and that scares them. So we're not interested. We're not selling right now. It's all variations of that.
Okay.
So So my response to that is, we talked about that, is the stall tactic to get them talking is when someone says we're not interested. Oh, thank you for sharing that. When you were interested, what had you wanting to sell? Right. So you just sidestep what they say. You acknowledge what they say, sidestep it, and then ask them another question. And what you'll find is, Emmanuel, and I find this a lot, people will tell you, no, I'm not interested. But then you'll notice they'll hang on the line for a split second after they say that.
Every time.
Every time. They'll say, I'm not interested. And they're waiting for you to say something. And if you don't, click, you got about 1 second. So you say, oh, I understand. When you were interested, what had you wanting to sell your property? And the whole reason you're asking that is to find out what was their motivation to begin with. Why do you actually want to sell? If some people say, I just wanted to see what I could get. Really? So if you could have gotten your original list price, would you still want to sell it today? Right? Or I just threw it on the market to see what would happen. Oh, great. So if we brought you a contract for that property today, would you still be interested in selling? So the whole thing is, just as you do it over and over and over, is just to practice that comeback, because you're going to get the same objections
Every time.
over and over. There's only a few of them. And once you learn how to handle those, you can keep them on the phone. And the key is to just keep them on the phone just long enough to try to find out what their motivation was, and then press on that
Hello,
motivation.
Omar. Hey, Omar, this is Kent over at Summit Realty. How are you today? I'm doing good, thanks. I was calling about your home on Linton Drive. Saw that it was on the market for sale and left the market unsold. Is that true? It is true. Well, do you folks still have to sell the property? Do you folks still have to sell the property? I see. So you're trying, that was the main motivation, was just to cash out on the property?
Cash out, buy another property here in the valley.
Okay. Would that be an upsize, or were you downsizing?
I was Jordan, so I was trying to go a little bit south, like South Jordan, Harriman, Avery, something like that.
I see. Okay. So a little more south. Now, I guess let me ask you this. The prices of homes have obviously gone down, especially your home, you've seen that, but other homes have gone down as well. So if you could still get your home sold and then maybe buy your next home at a little bit of a discount, would you still have the motivation to sell?
Hey, Taylor, this is Matt Parker with Keller Williams Realty. How are you?
My last offer was
Doing good. I saw your call about 9632 Creekway. How can I help you with that property? It certainly is.
So you had an offer at 417. You trimmed that down.
No, they did. Did they renovate it differently than what it looks like in Google Maps? I have no clue. I don't know what it looks like in Google Maps. Oh, sure. Yeah, they are. That is what the house looks like.
I mean, it is.
I mean, they're marketing photos, sure, but that's the house.
Any indication as to why it didn't sell quicker?
Yeah.
No, it's on the market
It
for
is.
a while.
It's cinder block. The whole house is made. It's cinder block construction, so it's not going anywhere. It sits on an acre. It has a barn behind it with electricity and a loft. So yeah, it's a nice piece of property. It needs some TLC. That's why we have it at the price that we have it at. That is the okay. Good. So that's the we're gonna sell it as is price. So
Okay,
so and you said you're buying it
Makes
yourself, or
sense.
you have clients that are
makes
looking at it?
sense. Well, what I'd
Oh,
like
okay.
to do,
Okay.
Omar, I know that
Schedule.
you're kind of
schedule
holding
something to look
off.
at it.
Winter is one of the best times to sell. There's less homes on the market right now. We went from 11,000 to this morning. We're at about
Well, my
9,000
seller
homes
certainly
on the
does not
market.
have the wherewithal to do the
So we're
financing.
already down quite a bit in the winter.
So Yeah, if an owner financing deal,
If you
that's
could get the
unfortunately
price
that's
that made
what
sense to you, say that 439.
But if you're doing a
Still
conventional
be
finance or
able to
something, you certainly can. If it's FHA or VA, that could cause problems simply because this house, there's some incompleted portions of the house, or there's some things in the house that could catch. Well,
I mean, fees are negotiable.
well, and that's the
I
issue.
really
though,
have to see
Taylor.
the
It's not
property
about
for a
having-
couple of
I hear that
reasons.
a
One,
lot,
to see the
especially with
kind of
VA and
marketing
FHA
we have to
appraisers.
do.
Oh, it won't pass
And
appraisal.
two, to
No,
see if
that's
there was
not
some
the case.
sort of disconnect
But
as to why
there
your home
could be
wasn't
some
selling
called
for
out
the
issues that the
Because with
appraiser
the
says,
square
hey,
footage
we're
that
gonna
you
hold up the
have,
loan until
the
you know, to put a
property that
face
you're
frame
on,
the
and the
plug,
area that
or
you're in.
the fan in the
Even with
bedroom doesn't
current
work,
market
and we're gonna.
conditions,
I've literally just had that happen. We're gonna hold up the loan until the fan is working. Well, my client doesn't have the wherewithal to correct those things, so FHA and VA is probably going to be out. If you're going to do a conventional or hard money or something like that, you're
And
good to go because those
That's
are not
an
gonna be
easy
issues
fix.
with
You
those
have
types of
you have a
loans.
furnace.
And if you're doing cash, of course, that's king.
So to add central AC for a house your size would probably be about $3,000.
No, you could have a pig
then
farm if you wanted.
who do you-
Neighbors would hate you,
Who's
but
your
you could.
power company through? Is it through? It's not through the city. It's through Rocky Mountain. So Rocky Mountain has a lot of really good incentives. If you
I
put it
don't
in
know.
the
I can't answer that question.
where we can get you
and
some
my client
some
can't
rebates
either,
back.
quite honestly.
So it probably
Because
would
it's
cost
a single female with two little girls.
$2,000 to put in.
So yeah, so she, the answer to
not
that
at
is
all.
based on the
But
seller.
again, it's just one of those things,
and
though, that
seller's disclosure. She's
if
disclosed
you don't
everything.
know that, it is a big deal.
And
But
I
it
think
wouldn't be
I
bad.
have
if
that
that's something
on.
we can negotiate.
Do I have the seller's disclosure?
Hey, AC unit's a big
Crap, I
deal.
don't have the seller's disclosure.
We'll go ahead and.
I'm going to add the seller's disclosure to the MLS right away so you can pull it and review it. So you can see everything there is. I mean, she's, as far as the disclosures on this property, she's an
Okay.
open book. But there's only so much she knows. The best thing I would advise you is go walk through, schedule a showing, and go walk through the property.
Yeah, that's easy. It based on our conversation, I think it would make sense for us to get together. I mean, even just for 15 minutes, I'd love to see the home.
Conventional, well, it
Talk to you a
depends,
little
right?
bit about
So
what
if
we do, and
the
if it
higher you
makes
go,
sense,
typically
to hire us, great. If
lower
not,
your interest rate, all
it's
your
a
breaks, all your
meeting with
biggest
no
breaks on a
obligation.
conventional are at 20%, but you can go as low as 5% typically.
So
on a
would you be
conventional.
available? I have
if you qualify
time
for it.
this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or
Now,
I
is
could
this
do
a primary
tomorrow
residence or would it be a
about
secondary
3
residence for you?
o'clock. Either one of those times work for me.
Okay. If it's primary, the lender will make a lot of concessions for you. You can go to 5%. You can even do a buy down and get down to 3% if you wanted to. That may not be a great.
Yeah, weekends I can do. Let me pull it up.
Okay. So this would be this is like an investment property for him.
See what I have going on. Saturday.
Oh, okay. Oh, sure.
I mean, I
Okay.
can even do
So
tonight.
if that's the way that it's going to work,
Could
if
you do
it's a
tonight at
secondary
5:30?
residence for your father-in-law, then the lender will require 20% down.
I usually get
because
off
it is
at that
not your
time.
primary residence. And the reason for it is think of it from a lender's perspective.
Because Saturday
your
I'm
father-in-law
pretty booked.
runs
I'm actually
into
going to be
hard
out of
financial
town on
times.
Saturday.
He's going to walk
Could
away
you do
from that secondary
Monday
property.
at
He's just
6
gonna let it
o'clock?
go. His primary
That work for
residence,
you?
he won't, right? Because he's got to have a place to live. So the lender is saying, hey, wait a minute, you buy a second home, that's way more risk for us as the lender. So we're going to
Oh, you
require
do?
a big down payment. And that's exactly what they're
Oh,
doing.
I
So
see.
they would require 20% down on that if it's a secondary.
You don't
property.
work in a central location.
If you are the
What is
purchaser
your
of the property,
what is your
for
schedule
example,
like today?
if you are the purchaser and your father-in-law is a co-signer, then it could be a primary residence. And okay, all right. So when you say get your credit right, what's your credit look like, if you don't mind me asking? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty busy today.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to tentatively put it in my
Okay.
schedule for Monday at 6.
So
And then I'll call you.
So
Monday
here's what
at
I'll tell you.
3,
You
just
are,
to
from a
confirm
lender's
that time
perspective, and
works.
don't
If
take
we
my
need
word
to
for it. I
switch
am
it at
not the
all,
lender, so you
no
need
big
to
deal. But
speak
that way
to
it's
a
just
lender.
in my calendar. It's a lot easier to
But
cancel
what I
something
have
out of my
typically
calendar
seen is if
than
you're
to
in that
push it in
position
last minute.
and your father-in-law is going to be a co-signer, they would put him as the
Perfect.
primary.
Well, Omar, it was a pleasure speaking with you.
You would
After
be
we
a
hang up, I'm
co-signer
going to shoot you a
on
text
the back end.
message
And the reason for it is
with
it's going to increase
my
your
business
interest
card. And if
rates.
you have any
And
questions in
things
the
are just going to
meantime,
get a
please
lot
give me a
more
call.
expensive for
Or
you
shoot me a
with
text
an
back.
interest rate, even if they'll.
Okay.
That's even if they'll
Omar,
cover you.
great,
'Cause if you're
great chatting with
like,
you. Talk
if you're
soon.
like 500 or 515 or something,
Thanks,
there's a
sir.
good
Bye.
chance they won't even. They're just like, nope, you can't be on the loan. Your father-in-law has to buy it. Correct. But once you got your credit up, you could refinance it out of his name into yours, turn it into your primary residence, get homestead, do all that kind of stuff, and get a. Right. Well, yeah, that's not cheap. You're absolutely right, and that's going to be on any house though. That'll be it because no bank will give a loan as a primary residence to someone who's buying it as a secondary property. So, yeah.
Okay, Monday at 6.
Because they're not living. So, well, the lender doesn't have these requirements. The federal government has the requirements, and the federal government says to be a primary residence, you have to live in it for so many months out of the year, and it has to be your primary place of occupation. So, the lender's not making that rule because they would probably make very different rules. The federal government makes that rules and passes that down to the lender, and so. Yeah. So when they say primary residence, they mean this is your primary place of occupation. And in that particular instance, it would not be for your father-in-law. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, first thing I would do if I was you is, do you have a lender that you would use or talk to? Because the first thing I would do is talk to a lender and let a professional who does that for a living give you a game plan. Because right now you guys are trying to figure stuff out. When you don't have the answers, a lender will have the answers for you. So if you want, I can take your name and information and pass that on and have one of my lenders call you so y'all can talk about it and tell strategy. And quite honestly, they may come back to you and just say, hey, look, the best thing is wait for 4 more months, get that credit up. We'll show you how to do it. You can do it for free, get your credit up, and then turn around and reapply, and we'll get you approved. Oh, okay. That's true. Well, no, you're right. You're right. It'll got it. Okay. Okay. Best of luck to you, my friend. Bye.
Hey, 1 contact, 1 appointment. I like how today started.
Nice.
Very nice. What was that? An expired?
Yeah.
First call.
Hey, you know what? That's the way it always goes.
Always. Every time. If it doesn't go that way.
It always goes like that.
If it doesn't go that way, you should just quit. Be done.
Yep. Hang up the phone.
Hey.
F this. This is ridiculous.
Okay, let's print this bad boy. Man, I forgot today was the 1st.
Today is the day, man.
I would have been on here a lot earlier.
Oh, you know what's going to be nuts is January 1st.
Oh yeah, I love January 1st.
I do too. A few years ago, I came in on January. I went to the office, shut the door. There was nobody at the office. And I logged in, started calling at, I think it was right at 9 a.m. on January 1st, while everybody was hungover, nursing their hangovers. I set 6 appointments that day
Oh yeah.
in like 3 hours. It was crazy.
If you really want to, I know a lot of agents that on January 1 will just get a stack of packets, and I need to do this. So Emmanuel, if you're going to call January 1, I might just have you call, and I might go door knock these different people. They love it. Happy holidays. Your home's expired.
So, and that you're saying they go to expired listings and say, hey, I'm Kent Brown. Here's my information. Just wanted to let you know I'm here to help you if I can, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same conversation you'd have on the phone. I saw your home was on the market, left unsold. Is that true? Yeah, it's true. Oh, well, the reason I'm stopping by is I help people just like you who had their home for sale, but were unsuccessful, get it sold this time around. Do you folks still have to sell? And they're a lot nicer on the door. So one thing, it's funny because expireds can be so mean.
Right.
But you get an expired on the door, 9 times out of 10, they're amiable personality types.
Oh yeah.
Which is why
I've had people cuss me up one side and down the other, and I would wait a day or two and then call them back. And of course, they'd gotten so many calls, they didn't realize it was me. And it was like a completely different, it was like I was talking to a totally different person. It was like, oh, sure. Yeah, we really do need to sell it. And you're like, holy crap, where is the devil that I spoke to 2 days ago? It's like a totally different person.
That's why you just keep on. There's enough people calling them that they don't know it's you. That's why you just call them over and over and over again until you really get the answer of like, oh, okay, yeah, they're not doing anything. And it's clear.
I had a guy that he's a big expired caller. He said, he goes, my motto is they tell me to buy, die, or F off. And if you tell me to F off, I'll call you back in a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Well, the crazy thing with expireds is there's enough people calling them that somebody is going to say something that is just so like, has somebody ever, a coach or a mentor ever told you something and it goes one ear and out the other?
Yeah.
And then some random person on the street will say the same exact thing and it just hits different.
Yep.
You're like, man. And then you go tell your mentor or coach and they're like, I told you that last week.
Right.
Yeah, but you didn't say it like
we talked about that like 3 times. Yeah. You know, that's so funny. That happens with my wife. I'll tell my wife something. She's like, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody else will go, you know, and then tell her, she goes, oh my gosh, that's so wise. And I'm like, what? But I've been telling you that. She's like, you've never said that. Well, maybe you didn't say it that way. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So that just goes to show you that people don't listen to your words.
That's exactly right. Oh, speaking of, I had an appointment yesterday and got a $800,000 new listing.
Really?
Yep. And yeah, and maybe another 800,000, hopefully 775. I can convince him to bring his price down. And on the way home, a guy called me. It was an expired actually that I've been chasing for, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months. And I think he's ready to go too. And he's going to be 775 to 800. So
875. Say that again.
No. He is going to be 775 to 800 in terms of his listing.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And I'm, here in Texas, or where I live in Texas, not everywhere in Texas, but here in Texas, that is a big deal. So I know y'all's in Utah, y'all are landlocked, so your average price is considerably higher. But here in Texas, that's That's a whale, or at least this part.
What part of Texas are you in, Matt?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. I was in Far, Texas for a while,
Where's
a couple
that?
of months. I was in Far, Texas for a while.
Far, like FAR.
PH.
Huh.
Far
Far. Huh. I'm not
in
familiar with
McAllen,
it.
by McAllen.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that I'm familiar with. I guess I've never heard of the town.
Small town.
Yeah.
Thing I love with with calling expireds is you can tell pretty fast if they're interested or not.
Right. Well, I like expireds over FISBOs because of that, right? With a FISBO, they could drag you out for a month or 2 months and then do nothing. But an expired, typically, they're going to move pretty quick. Speaking of, we just finished the option period on an expired property, and I've been chasing those guys for a while and got them to sign the listing agreement. And we just went through the option period, finished the option period yesterday with that one.
The option period?
Yeah, well, I don't know what you guys would call it in Utah. So it's the 7 to 10 days you pay for to get the house inspected and do all that kind of fun stuff.
Oh, no, we don't have that.
You don't really? Well,
Oh,
so
wait.
gives,
The due diligence.
yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The due diligence period. But in Texas, you have to pay for it, and it only lasts for a certain period of time, usually 7 to 10 days. And that's a unilateral right to terminate the contract. So in 7 days, if you just decide you don't like it, doesn't have to be anything wrong with the inspection report. If you just decide you don't like it, you can walk away, but you have to pay for that right. But then after that, you're stuck in the contract.
I like that.
I do too.
Kind of like Canada. Once you go under contract, it's sold. It's done.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I wouldn't think it'd be like that in Canada. I think they'd give you all kinds of outs.
Nope.
So every state got different guidelines.
Yeah.
There are the tenets of the deal are pretty much the same everywhere, but the fine print, so to speak, like whether there's an option period and those types of things, those can change a little bit. In all truth, that's not gonna affect what you have to do on the phone. That's much further down the line, but yeah, it can be pretty different per state.
Yeah, luckily you don't have to get into any of that, Emmanuel. We talked about that yesterday. Emmanuel's job is to find a date and a time. So Matt has worked with ISAs really, really successfully. So he's given me a lot of good tips and pointers on how to.
Hey, Adam, this is Matt Parker with Keller Williams Realty. I just wanted to follow up with you and see how you were doing. I know last we spoke, it was a couple of weeks ago. You and your family were recovering from COVID and y'all had all kinds of stuff going on. So anyway, I just wanted to check. I hope this call finds you well and in better health, and wanted to see if you had made a decision on your properties on Avenue P, on Parksley Drive, if you were still interested in selling those, or if you were going to hold on to them a little bit longer. At any rate, give me a call. My number is 832-643-8443. Again, 832-643-8443. I will talk to you soon, my friend. Have a good one. Bye.
January 1 this year is going to be massive
Oh, it's going to be huge.
because all
It
these
will be
people
huge.
all these people that were
Yep.
selling in June and May are now going to expire, and it's going to be
Are the contracts that we get for the expires, when they become expired, are the contract the same length, all of them, or they have different expire dates?
say that again, or expiration. It's negotiable everywhere.
Okay, everybody's different.
Everybody's different. Yep. And that, I mean, an agent can say, yeah, I'll list your house for a week. Like I know in Arizona, and I think this company, I have a few buddies that sell in Arizona, and there's a company out there called 72 and Sold. So they sign a 72-hour listing agreement.
They're about to have to change the name of that company.
Yeah.
29 days and sold. 54 days and sold.
Well, he loved it because he's like, we had expireds coming out of our ears.
Oof. I don't know if that is such a niche business model that if the market turns in any way, you could be in serious trouble with a business model like that.
Oh, I think they're already out of business.
Oh, wow.
Or they're probably headed that way. What I'm loving is when, 6-7 months ago, when there was an expired on the market, it was, sorry, I lost my train of thought. 6-7 months ago, when there was an expired on the market, they would only be on the market for 10 days. They'd cancel.
Right.
And then they would eventually expire. Now you're seeing expireds on the market that have been on the market for a very long period of time.
Right.
Which you think has changed, Kent, from 6-7 months ago to today?
Interest rates.
Interest rates?
Yeah, I think it just goes to show, and this has always been a known fact, but people really don't care about the price of the home. They care about the payment of the
monthly.
The monthly payment. That's what people buy.
Right. I think the key right now is marry the house, date the rate. That's the verbiage. Marry the house, date the rate.
Yeah. I always say, I say that a similar thing, but I just say, you can always lower the rate eventually. You can never lower the price. You can't buy the home and then eventually lower the price. You can't renegotiate.
Oh, that's a good one right there. Because you could refinance the property, right, within a year or two.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, Bevan, this is Matt Parker with Keller Williams Realty. I just wanted to touch base with you again and see if we could schedule a time for you and Tomoko and myself to meet at the property. Just do a quick walkthrough. Let me kind of show you everything that I would be doing to promote and sell your home. Give me a call when you can. My number is 832-643-8443. Again, 832-643-8443. I hope this call finds you well, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Hello, I was looking to speak with William. Hey, William, this is Kent over at Summit Realty. How are you? Good. I was calling about your home on 8th South in Sandy. You saw that it was on the market for sale. Oh, I see. So that's the plan, is relisting it once the interest rates go down. Well, let me ask you this, William. If you knew for certain that by selling now rather than waiting until the summer, you'd sell for more, and I know that's kind of a big promise, would you reconsider that?
No, because I have my realtor.
Right. You listed with Lindsay. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I am curious, was it, I know you were listed for quite a while. Why do you think the home didn't sell while you were listed?
I don't know. They say they didn't like the washer and dryer in the garage.
They didn't like the washer and dryer in the garage.
Yeah. The mother-in-law apartment downstairs.
Oh, I see. So that was one of the biggest feedbacks you were getting?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
And
said we can't get any furniture downstairs. That's not true. I have a playroom down here.
I see. Well, that's pretty hot commodity that it has a mother-in-law in the apartment downstairs.
Yeah, it does. That's nice.
Now, I'm sure you're like most, and I'm sure you have quite a bit of equity in this home. Is that right, William?
4-bedroom, 2 baths.
Yep, 4-bedroom, about 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, about 22.
22. Okay. Well, I know that you have loyalty to Lindsay, and it is nice to have somebody that you can trust, certainly. I'm assuming that making this move is a big decision for you, right?
The what?
I'm assuming making this move is a big decision for you, right?
Yeah.
And with so much equity on the line, wouldn't it make sense to get a second opinion before just relisting with Lindsay?
No. I don't want to list with Lindsay only.
List with Lindsay only? Would you be open to a second opinion?
No.
No, not at all. Okay.
Who do you work for?
I work for Summit Realty.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And like I said, I appreciate, man.
She hung up.
That is, don't you wish you had that kind of loyalty?
I
Yeah,
do.
that's nice. She said only her.
I'm gonna call her back in February though. Yeah.
Yeah. When it expires again.
Well, she's listing it in the summer once interest rates go down.
Well,
How would that affect if you're selling a property, the interest?
Interest, because if interest rates go down, here in the States, interest rates were what, 2.75 at its lowest, Matt?
yeah.
That was the lowest I saw it. Right now they're at about 6 to 7%, depending on your interest or depending on your credit score. So the difference between, for every 1% that it goes up, buyers lose about 10,000 or no, 40, is it 40,000 in buying power, Matt?
I'm sorry, say that again.
For every 1% interest rates go up, how much buying power does a buyer lose?
Oh man, I'd have to look at that for the formula. I'm not 100% sure. It's a pretty, I mean, it's a substantial number.
Yeah. It's quite high. So again, people buy the payment, they don't buy the price.
Okay.
They just need to be able to justify that payment for 30 years. So at 2.75, you're paying $2,200 for a $600,000 house. At 6%, your payment essentially is doubling.
Yeah.
So that's how it affects the price of the home.
For the buyer, but for the sellers, like somebody wants to sell their property.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
ask you, because they got to buy a new property, right?
Right.
Well,
Well, not only that, but the argument for the seller is that I can't get as much for my property because the interest rates are higher. Right. So the thinking is if interest rates are low, there's a lot more buyers in the market and the buyers want to buy more. And to some extent, that's false thinking because now's still a really good time to sell houses. The problem is a lot of sellers are looking backwards going, yeah, but I want that. And if I wait until the summertime, I'll be able to get what I could have gotten 6 months ago. That's not true. That market no longer exists. So
Okay.
that's a big mistake that sellers are making.
William, that shocked me. I thought William was a lady.
Really?
Did you hear his voice?
That did sound like a lady. Maybe she's a she, her.
I don't know. It shocked me though. When she answered, I was like,
I've spoken to a lady who sounded like Barry White. Hey, how you doing? And I was calling her sir the whole time until the very end of the call. And she was like, I'm a lady. And I mean, it was more like, I'm a lady. And I was like, holy crap. Is this a joke?
I've done that too.
Yeah.
But at that point, there's no turning back. So I just owned it. I was like, well, yeah, you have a pretty deep voice. I do apologize.
That's right. Did you ever sing baritone?
Yeah.
That would have been wonderful. Okay. Man, I am so scattered today. I have it's hard for me to focus on my prospecting, which is what I should be doing because I have 2 closings that were supposed to happen yesterday and they've both been pushed to Friday and there's all kinds of problems with them. So,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, now my text messages are just blowing and it's stuff. If I had an assistant, Kent, there's stuff that's just, I think I'm going to move to Utah. There's stuff that just, it's just like all this little stuff. It just eats you up. It's all these little bitty things.
You know how
Nothing
much I
major.
would love that?
What's that?
You know how much I would love that? Move to Utah.
Oh, I think it'd be great. I'd love to.
I'm more likely to move to Houston than you are to Utah.
Is that right?
So if that
Well,
ever happens, because I have 2 in-laws there,
That's right.
and my wife
and you
hates
got
the
the whole
cold
time.
and hot. Yeah. So Matt and I, for context, Emmanuel, Matt and I are doing a weight loss and listing, not
Challenge.
contest, challenge with a reward. So in Texas, you can get in a helicopter and shoot hogs out of a helicopter.
Nice.
And so if
Yeah.
we lose weight and hit our listing goal by April 1, that's happening.
Better
Oh,
make that happen.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Emmanuel, I made a number up that you will be part of, and I don't know how we're going to include. What do you want to do? What's on your bucket list, Emmanuel?
On the bucket list.
Yeah.
Is it come to Texas and shoot hogs out of a helicopter? I mean, I'm just saying.
Something that has to do with the sky as well. The parachuting would be nice.
Okay. So
Parachuting.
if we hit our goal, because this is an our goal, Emmanuel, you're part of this. I will pay for you to jump out of an airplane and parachute. That sounds awful, but all on you, man. Deal?
Deal.
Emmanuel looks way more jacked than us, Matt, so we're not going to include him on the weight loss thing.
Hey, Emmanuel, listen, seriously, calm down, man. Take it down a notch. So now, when you jump out of the airplane, is there any like a machine gun or anything, or just straight out of the airplane?
Straight out of the airplane.
Pretty good. My cousin did it and thought it was amazing. He said it was just unbelievable. He said it was just such an amazing feeling and sensation to be able to do that.
The rush. I could just imagine the rush.
Well, you guys got your work cut out for you then. And you have an unfair advantage now, Kent, because you've got Emmanuel. So I've got I've got to get me somebody. I've got to get my own Emmanuel and have him on this call and start making calls every day.
And assistance. So
That's exactly right. Yeah.
hello, I was looking for Bernard. Hey Bernard, this is Kent over at Summit Realty. How are you today? Good. I was calling about your home on 3700 West. Saw that it was on the market. Yeah, I saw that it was on the market for sale and left unsold. Is that true?
No, it's not. I'm very shaky.
Sorry, say that again. Hung up on me. I'm just going to do my headset. I can't hear a thing. I don't know if it's a cold or what.
Are you doing it through your computer?
No, I'm not. I put it on speaker.
Oh. Yeah, it's because the speaker on those are so tinny and they sound terrible.
Yeah. Yep, I'm starting to figure that out. Manuel's probably sitting here like, what did I get myself into?
Uh-huh. That's right. Jumping out of airplanes, killing hogs from helicopters. These dudes are freaking nuts.
But it's a big problem, right, out there in Texas. The hogs that destroy the crops, and
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of farms out there.
It's so bad that the state has actually listed hogs now as a nuisance animal. And you got to be a big damn problem to be labeled a nuisance animal. So they're considered nuisance animals. Same with coyotes. So now in the state of Texas, in 2019, they passed a law that you can not only can you hunt them, you can hunt them all year round. There is no season for them. You can take as many as you want, and you do not have to have a license if you're on a private ranch. And so you can kill hogs and coyotes now because they've become such nuisance animals here in the state.
There you go. And they
Yeah.
reproduce rapidly.
Oh man, and it's not just they don't just have. It's not like a cow that has one calf, maybe two. It's like a mama pig will. It's
Double digits.
unbelievable. Like I've seen a mama pig come by and it'll be 20 piglets behind her. And I'm like, holy crap.
I've heard that they taste awful too. They're really gamey.
Yeah. Oh, and they stink like a mother when you skin them. And I mean, I wouldn't mind having some hog mixed with something. You know, I don't know that I would want to eat
Some hog with some pig.
Well, I'm so used to pork that you get at the store. That's
Hello,
farm
Kathy.
raised. You know, they give it a very specific,
Kathy, this is Kent over at Summit Realty. How are you today?
very sweet diet. That's the kind of pig I like.
Yeah, I was calling about your property on Center in Salt Lake City. Saw that it was on the market for sale, that condo, and left unsold. Is that true? Ended up renting it. And I did see that you were with Parker Brown. Was that plan A to rent it, or what was the plan had the property sold? Okay. Now I know 291 was your last price. What do rents go for in there? Yeah. So the reason why I ask, one is I saw that it was on the market, and I do have a guy that is looking to 1031 some money in Salt Lake and do a 1031 exchange. And I wanted to see if rents would make sense for the condo that you're trying to sell. Oh, yeah. So 1031 exchange. So for example, you don't live in this property, you're renting it out. And so it's a way to not pay capital gains tax. You can sell this property and reinvest the proceeds into another like property, rental property. No, not necessarily. So he sold a property, and he's going to take the proceeds of what he sold his property for and reinvest it into another rental. Oh, I see. Oh, no, certainly not. Oh, wow.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Matt. I'm a real estate agent here with Red Oak Realty, and I was calling about your property here on Fifth Street. I see that it was for sale, but it's left the market as unsold. Is that correct?
Okay.
Okay. So 144
Oh,
West Fifth Street here in Kemah. That's not your property? Okay. Well, it looks like I've got a wrong number then. I apologize. All righty. Bye-bye.
It's your thought. No, certainly not. I mean, where you own it, probably so where your monthly payment isn't probably that high, you could rent it out and wait out the market. Certainly. Oh. Smart. Wait for the interest rates to come down. Now, at that point in time, will you be interviewing agents for the job of selling the home, or would you be going back to Brian? Okay. I mean, what can it hurt to get a second opinion, right? So, and I promise, if we meet, I won't force you to sign anything. Only if it makes sense. I said if we meet, I won't force you to sign anything. It'll be a meeting with no strings attached. I love it. Oh, it's fantastic. It's a beautiful home inside. Just looking at the pictures. Either your daughter did a really good job, is a really good at designing or the staging was really good? Either way, you had it staged. Okay. Agreed. Oh, well. No. I'm free money. That's essentially what people were getting with those low interest rates. Free money. So I agree. You bought it at a good time, and the Avenues is excellent. Oh, no kidding.
Lee. Hey, how you doing, man? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. How was your Thanksgiving? Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh. You timed it perfectly.
Does her dad live local? Does her dad live local or? Oh, okay. That's not bad. Yeah.
Man, that is amazing. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. You seem like a really good person. You're talking to me, a complete stranger, and being very kind. So I do appreciate you, and we'll certainly stay in touch as we get closer to the spring. So once a month.
If you're like me, it's like you eat until you slip into a meat coma, and then you wake up and do it again.
Nothing else. It's just a text message. Hey, here's what interest rates are doing. And that will just help you kind
of look at each other and make promises like, okay, diet starts tomorrow.
Because if interest rates go down, the market's going to explode.
Oh,
we have this massive.
Oh yeah, man, we had a great
buyers
one. My daughter and I
waiting in the background,
waiting for interest rates the week before.
And if that happens, it's going to be 2021.
And then we came back and we had a Thanksgiving here with my wife and some friends down the street. And then the next day, my daughter and I went to my uncle's house, and he's got a bunch of land. So we went and rode 4-wheelers and played with a bunch of cousins, and so we had a great time. It was a
Agreed.
lot of fun to get to take a little time off and spend it with family. So we had just a wonderful time. Yeah. So
yes.
Well, hey man, I was just touching base with you. I know that you and Julie were doing a remodel on your house, and you were thinking about renting it, selling it, weren't quite sure, and I just wanted to follow up and see if you guys had made a decision or if y'all were still up in the air on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
They did. Condos rose.
Oh, sure.
37%.
Yeah.
No, you don't, unless you need the cash, I wouldn't. I would hold on to it until the market either figures out what it's going to do, or I wouldn't jump on that very quick. So I'm with you. I'm with you there. If only we had a crystal ball, right? We would have all sold in January.
get into a mortgage rate. And then I'm stuck with that rate for 30 years because that's just
It'll rebound. I mean, I don't
There's
think
going to
we're
be
ever
plenty of
gonna see
opportunities to refinance
boom
at
that
another
we
time.
had in
If y'all decide to do
2021.
that, I'm certainly not trying to
If
push you one
interest
way or
rates
the
go
other. I
back
just
to
want to make sure that
4%, I think
I wasn't dropping the ball, and I'm here for you.
But I don't know that they're going to get that.
If and when you guys
I hope
decide to
not.
sell. Yeah.
Do I need to send her an email?
Right. Right. And yeah, unless you were just absolutely had to have another house, I'd try to caution you against that anyway. Because it's like, right. Because I have a client.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep, and you're exactly right. And that's the funny thing is pricing isn't as important as a monthly payment to people.
Yeah. Well,
And
and there's a
that's being
program
highlighted
that I've
right now
used many
interest
times
rates.
actually with clients in your exact situation. So, and I'll tell you about it just because it's a great option if you guys decide to go this route. You can do a
My name's
buy before you
Ken.
sell
I'm
program.
with Summit
And
Realty.
the way that
I'll
works
send you over a
is
text
unique.
message
So
with
what
my
it does
card
is
as
they get
soon
you
as we
approved for
hang
a
up.
loan, just like you
And
would
then
any other
if you
loan.
do have any
And
questions,
they allow you,
feel
they
free
go
to
out
text
and
me or
we
call
find
me.
you a home that you and Julie love. We put an offer on the home. And the cool thing is it's an all cash offer. So you find the home and we're making the offer, but the lender is the one that is actually purchasing the house. They're buying the house on your behalf. It's a really cool deal. So
Yeah, and
they
you
own it.
can. I mean, you'd have to
And
talk.
you get
with
to stay in your
CPA
property.
about this, but if you did,
We can clean your property out,
if
move
you
you to
did
the new
want
house,
to
and you get to stay
buy
in the new
property in
house
California, you should be
while
able
your
to
other house is on the market for
into
sale.
property
At which
really
point, once you
anywhere
sell that, you take the
in the country.
proceeds over and you get qualified.
So that's
for
just an
sale
option, but where you pay
house,
cash
whether
for
it's
it,
10% down or 20% down or 5% down, whatever
it's
loan
only-
you want on the house.
you
So it's a
only be
really
taxed on
cool, a very unique program, and it allows you to buy a house before you ever sell it. And the
So you
cost
might not.
to do it.
So I mean, if you had
similar
bought
to
it
the
for
purchase and the sale
100,000,
of
1031 exchange might
of a
make
traditional
more
mortgage
sense
and a
because
traditional sale.
you'd be taxed for 150,000.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, no, it's literally, you may, if you paid more for
But
closing.
we'll cross
fees,
that road once
it-
we get to it. I'll
literally
just keep you
over
up to date on
$200
what's
more.
happening in the market.
So,
Again, just
yeah.
once a
So
month.
it's
If you
not-
have
it's
any
not an
other
expensive
questions,
deal. So
though,
the way the
maybe see
company
an
makes their
article
money is
on a little
they
bit more.
try to bundle all the
Please,
services.
please
So
feel
they
free
really
to
want you to originate your loan with them, and their loan is very competitive. As a matter of fact, they have a competitive loan program that if you find something better, they'll beat or meet that rate, and then give you
So
a
Summit
1%
Realty,
cash
we're
back
pretty
at closing.
small company.
Yeah.
There's about 8 of us.
And then so they
Or
make their
there's
money through
11
loan
agents.
origination, just like any lender does.
But we're
Then you close with their
we make
title
up a
company,
pretty
so they
big
get the title fee.
percentage
That's how they
of
make money
home
there. And then the
sales
third
in
way
Johnson
is
Lake County.
when you
I've
move
been
into the new
doing this for
property,
5
you
years
pay
personally,
rent to them for that new
and
property.
I'm on a team.
Well, because remember they own it.
Has been doing it for 40
Yeah.
years. So we're pretty
Right.
bad.
Now, the cool thing
You
is
wouldn't
that
just
you're
get
paying
me
day
and get
rent, right? So
my team leader, Gene,
if you're there for
and then
21
3
days, you're
really
only
powerful
paying 21 days of rent.
agents.
And it's not some
You're pretty
crazy
well-
astronomical rent. It is average market rent for the neighborhood you buy in.
40 years as well.
So those are
So
the three
Gene
ways
started
to make
it.
money, because I always get the question.
So
"Sounds like
average
this
agent
program,
in Utah
Matt,
does
why don't
about
you get
4
screwed with that?"
transactions
No.
per year. The
Here's-
average
here's how they
agent
make
in
money. They're
Summit
bundling
Realty
services.
does
You pay the same fee for the services. You're just doing it through them. That's number one. And then number two, they make money through
all from doing things
if you're in
all
the
from
rental
doing
property
things like
for
this,
a long time.
making calls to nice people. So I just Googled it. And it popped up.
No. That's all done in advance. You're not doing that for months and months in advance. As a matter of fact, they do what's called a stacked closing. It's pretty cool.
It is.
When you will
Nothing secret
literally
which is
close
sad.
your home and purchase the new home back from them all on the same day at the same time. So yeah, so there's no transition. There's none of that. You literally find your house. We buy it with cash. You move into it. You move all your stuff out of your house. You move into your new house.
I'm sorry if I caused any
You
worry.
put your old house on the market. We get it sold. Once it's sold, you turn around and
Well, Kathy, it was so great
all the
chatting with
financing
you.
is already
I'll
done.
send you. This is my
And you get a
office
stacked
line, but I'm just
closing
going to
right
text
after.
you from my cell phone.
So
And that way you can just have my contact.
yeah, well, I'll give you
If any questions
I'll give you the name of the company. Their name is Homeward.
Okay.
I'll text you their information. Typically,
You
what
too.
I do is
Thanks, Kathy.
I'll go in and put your name and email and information, and someone from Homeward will call you. Would you like me to do that? Because they're experts. They'll walk you through the program and say, hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it. It's not a hard sell or any of that. It's just like, here's the information. Let us email you some information so you'll know more about it. Would you like me to do that just so you'll have it? Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, Emmanuel, people are going to ask you, how'd you get my number? Just say the internet.
Internet?
Yeah, the internet. Just looked it up on the internet. Make it super simple.
Online.
Online. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Right. Yeah. It yeah. 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 Oh, you you yeah. You could put more than two of your houses in one that's 4,000 square feet. That's for sure. Yeah. So yeah, you'll need it. Well, and that's what this program helps you do. And it also, and you didn't experience it when we sold your other property, but when we put your property on the market, you guys have to live through all the showings, which is an absolute pain in the butt. It's just a necessary part of it, right? You have to show it or people just aren't going to buy it. So, and what invariably happens is you and Julie sit down for dinner at 6 o'clock in the evening. And that's when your phone blows up because people are off work and they want to come see your house, right? So you have to stop what you're doing, leave the house, make sure everything's picked up. And this program just allows you to get out of the house, have it completely cleaned out, move into your new house, be living there and have your house empty, staged, and ready to sell. And so you just don't have to deal with that. And what I like about it is, yeah. And I used it, I think it was 7 times on 7 different transactions. We used that program last year. And it was for some of my clients, they could not have bought the house without the proceeds from the sale of their other house. They couldn't have done it. Right. And so this program was the only thing that allowed them to kind of bridge that gap and still be able to find the house that they love without having, because the stress is huge, right? Because you guys say, okay, well, we need the proceeds from this house. So Matt, put this house on the market, but I want you to coordinate the closing on this one and the closing on the new one. And they have to be within like literally 24 hours of each other because we have no place to live, right? That is extremely stressful on you guys, and not necessarily there's no real reason to do it like that anymore because this program exists. So I think it's pretty cool. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Right. A little TLC. Yeah, and you've got your contractors lined up, or do you need some? Because that. Yeah.
Be right back. I'm gonna go get some water.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I would suggest to you is I'm going to send your information to Homeward so you can look it up on your own. But I'll send your information to Homeward, and they will reach out to you either today or tomorrow. And I'll even put notes in there. Hey, make sure you call them this evening. So that way, you and Julie can be like on a conference call with them, and she can hear what you hear. That because they're going to explain. It's a little bit more complicated than a traditional buy and sell because people understand that, right? I'm going to sell this one. That one's going to be closed, and then I'm going to go to that one, and I'm going to go buy that one, right? Everybody understands that. We're doing all of that, but we're just doing it all up front, and we're stacking it, and the lender is saying we're allowing you to live in the property that we buy on your behalf. We're going to allow you to live in there and pay us a market rent, and then we'll let you go and sell your house. So that's the little level of complication they add, but it's really nice to have that call so that Julie can understand just as well as you do as to what's going on. Yeah. Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I think you'll like it. I really do. So, okay. And if you want, Lee, and I know we've been on the phone, you got to get, but if you want, if you'll let me know what you're looking for specifically and where, I can start sending you guys properties that you might like that's going to meet your price range. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll do you one better. I'm going to send you a buyer's questionnaire. Right? It's a home buyer's questionnaire that I have that I really like. It's just you guys print it off and y'all talk through these because it may come up with some questions you didn't think of. So answer those because there's always one of the things I like is to have buyers do a must-have and a like-to-have. Right? What does Julie have to have that you have to have? Right? That's key. And then what would she like to have that you would like to have? And at the price range you guys are talking about, you should be able to satisfy most of your wants and your needs. So I'm gonna email that to you right now. You'll have that from me in about 5 minutes. So y'all print that out, fill that out, and then we'll talk again either tomorrow or early next week, and I'll start searching for properties for you guys. All right, my friend. Well, Lee, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I'll have Homeward give you a call tomorrow. All right, my friend. Have a great day. Okay, bye-bye. Boom shakalaka.
There you go.
That's how you do it, man. That was an old client of mine. I helped him sell his property. He had a secondary property. I helped him sell that, and he said, in the future, I'm going to want to sell mine. And so,
There you go.
hopefully, yeah. So hopefully we'll get. And his house is going to sell for around 300, and he's going to be buying it around 750. So it's like, bam,
Nice.
very nice.
Emmanuel, do you have your thing, your course thing?
Let's see. No update yet so far.
Oh, okay. I just got a notification. I don't know if you're part of this. It's like a coaching call with Gus, I think. Maybe not.
I mean, the last one is just for Friday. But I haven't received any updates of any other training for today.
Okay. Maybe I'll have you join this. I don't know. Maybe they talk about secret things.
And that's at what time would that be?
At 11. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
You guys about to hop off?
Well, I have my sales meeting, so I will be. And Emmanuel's going to go to this. I don't know if it's for him, but let me know, Emmanuel.
Yeah, they usually send me hey, what's up with everybody who's in the training
Oh,
course,
I
but
You can just say, "Oh, Ken told me to be here,"
okay,
and then if they're like, "No, you shouldn't be in here," then you can leave.
all right.
How much more fun is this though? Just doing it with other people.
Oh, dude, it's night and day. Night and day.
Prospecting is a pretty fun. It's not bad. It's actually pretty enjoyable.
Especially when you got other folks doing it with you.
Yeah.
How long have you done it for? Prospecting.
Me or Matt?
Both.
Since the day I came into real estate about a little over 7 years ago. So when I came into real estate, I didn't know any better, which is good. And I was told, you got to learn how to get on the phone and be on the phone for hours and hours and hours to grow your business. And I thought, well, I want to do real estate, so I guess I better learn how to prospect and get on the phone. And so that's what I did, and been on ever since. And you know what I've noticed is business, when I get on the phone, business does this. When I stay off the phone, business does this every single time. So prospecting is the key to this business, in my estimation.
Matt and I have talked about this a lot. Sorry, this phone's hanging up. So it's funny when you prospect, it's almost like you're telling the universe, hey, I want more business.
Right. Yes.
And when you don't prospect, you're telling the universe, hey, I'm not ready for more business. I can't handle it. Whatever it is. And so people you prospect to may not do anything, but people start coming out of the woodwork. And not only that, I feel like you're deals that you currently have start going under contract. Do you feel like that as well, Matt?
Oh yeah, man. You and I started prospecting. What, about a month ago? Well, 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, together. Yeah, about 2
Yeah.
months ago.
We started prospecting about 2 months ago, and I had almost. I mean, I just had a few things in my pipeline that were dwindling out, and in that short period of time, I've gotten 5 properties under contract. I have, multiple new listings that are coming up. So I just my pipeline is just starting to go boom, 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 and it's starting to fill up. And I'm excited about our competition because I'm going on that hog hunt, man. So, and I know that if we just do this every day, our business will just explode.
Yep. So let me ask you this, because I was very similar to you, where day one, it was you prospect. It's how you grow your business. It's how you do it. I know a lot of people go into start a brokerage or start with a brokerage. They don't talk to them about prospecting. Prospecting is almost a bad word.
Yeah.
So then it's a lot harder for them to jump into it because it has such a negative feel and pull. So did you have any call reluctance getting on the phone?
Tons.
Did you sound like an idiot?
No, I sounded like a douchebag. I would have loved to have sounded like an idiot.
So what do you mean? You were just
It was
overly
just
confident?
It was no. It was just like because I just I would get off the phone and I'd practice. My heart would be like bah, 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 bah. I get off the phone. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I mean, it was like dramatic. It was just overly dramatic. And then once you do it for a little while, that's when I realized, wait a minute, this ain't so bad.
Yeah. Well, people can't jump through the phone and get me.
But I'm gonna tell you, we had over 100 people at the time. I think maybe 120 agents in our brokerage. I was the only one prospected on the phone. The only one.
That did what?
I was the only one in my brokerage. We had over like 120 agents when I started. I was the only one that prospected for business. I couldn't believe it. I assumed, because I was brand new and I didn't know what I didn't know, which was nothing. I assumed that everybody was doing it. I didn't even talk to people about it. I just went in the office and just sat down, got in front of my computer and just started prospecting because I assumed that's what every other agent in my office was doing. Well, 6-9 months in, maybe a year in, I found out I got the nickname the prospecting guy. And I'm like, well, why would you call me that? Isn't everybody doing that? And they're like, the broker was like, are you joking? Nobody does that. Like, how do people get business? She was like, well, a lot of them don't.
Yeah, the fill rate is so high.
Oh, it's huge.
So high. And it's funny the amount of money people will spend to do anything but prospecting to get leads to come in, and then they don't know how to talk to them on the phone.
Right.
Isn't that funny? It's like I want internet leads. But I don't want to prospect for my leads. So they get these internet leads who don't know you, who don't really trust you or like you. So essentially it's a warm call, but it's still a prospecting call. And if you don't know how to convert, it won't matter. It won't matter. This business is won over the phone.
100%.
Like going into the Super Bowl without any practice.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Are you a football fan, Emmanuel?
Sort of.
American football, not football.
Yeah. I don't like soccer. Everybody, just because I'm in Mexico, everybody likes soccer, but I can't sit and just, there's no physical activity within soccer. It's just, but yeah, I love football. Eli Manny, great fan.
Okay. Nice. You're a football
Rams.
fan, right, Matt?
Again?
You're a football fan, right?
Yeah. I mean, I am not. I never grew up a big sports guy. I mean, I've played sports my entire life, but I never grew up a sports guy that watched it because my dad never did. I never had family that watched sports, so I never watched it. But I do like football, and I like watching the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl. Uh, so, but I played football too, but I like the physicality of football.
Yeah.
I just don't watch a whole lot of it.
Same me. I really don't. I watch it like you mentioned, Super Bowls, the big games, uh, semifinals maybe, but probably not the whole season.
That's a good quality. I bet my wife wishes I didn't like football. I love football though. I like it less. It is funny though. The older I get, the less and less I care for it.
What, for football?
For sports in general.
You know what? One of the things I've noticed that too, but if I really think about that, one of the things that burns me is how politics has infused in sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so now I'm just like,
It's a turnoff.
yeah, it really is. It's such a shame. It's like, look, man, I don't want to hear your political beliefs. I just want to watch you play football.
Yep.
Or use it as a distraction.
And I think that's what it is. It's a distraction from the world.
Yes.
So when the world is brought into it, it's like, well, it's not distracting me anymore. Do you have a business card that you send out, Matt? Oops.
I usually I do. I've run out of them and I need to redo them because I'm kind of going between. I've been waffling between Red Oak Realty and Keller Williams, and so since I've decided to stay at Keller Williams, I'm kind of looking like, how do I need to have my new business card? So typically, yes, I'd send a thank you card and put a card in the mail to them. But I haven't been doing that lately. But I need to get new business cards. How about you?
I send out the Blink is what it's called. So it's just a virtual business. I can text it right to them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. That way when I'm prospecting, I'm like, hey, I'll send you out my business card via text message. Then it saves them as a contact as well.
Where do you have the digital business card? Oh, you mean like your
An app. So BLINQ is what it's called. I think it's free.
BLINQ. Okay. And so you can create a digital business card, send it, it captures their data and sends it back to you.
Well, it just creates a contact in my phone.
Oh, cool.
But
I do like that. That's pretty cool.
you already have their information. It's more of just, hey, I'm going to text you out. So it has their face. It's just professional. Not bad. An hour and a half, one appointment. one really, really good follow-up with a lady that owns 3 properties here in Utah.
Well, I just I was just telling Emmanuel you were out of the office. I just got off the phone with an old client, and he said, "Yeah, we're actually looking for houses." And he goes, "But we have some remodel, and I need the money out of this one to buy the next one." So I told him about a loan program that lets you buy before you sell, and he goes, "Are you serious? That exists?" He goes, "Matt, that's a game changer." And I was like, "Good. Well, I'm going to send you their information. I'm going to sign you up with them, have them call you and explain the program to you. And then I'm going to send you a buyer's questionnaire. I want you to fill out that buyer's questionnaire, get it back to me. We're going to start looking for houses for you. And then we're going to get your other house sold." He goes, "We're definitely doing that." So buy and a sell. Boom, boom, boom.
Double header. All right, Ken, I think should I hop on to the Zoom?
Hop onto that. We'll get back on a little later this afternoon. Take your lunch, do your thing. And we'll be back on a little later.
Okay. It was
Daniel, hey,
pleasure,
it's
man.
nice to meet you, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow.
Likewise.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. I've got two closings tomorrow. So I think my first one starts in the morning. So I may not be on. If I am, it's going to be for a short period of time. But anyway, regardless, it was good to meet you, my friend. I look forward to prospecting with you in the future.
Likewise.
All right, buddy.
Can't wait
See
to
ya.
hop on it as well.
See you, Manuel. We'll talk soon.
Have a good one.
See you, my friend.
Is there somebody else on this? Do we see them, or does this just broadcast to YouTube, or not to YouTube, Facebook?
Just broadcast to Facebook. So I can see their comments and things.
Oh, cool.
I'll have you join it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need to get into Facebook.
You have Facebook?
I do. I don't hardly ever use it. I just never have time to do anything with it. Do you use it much?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I should be a lot better at it.
Oh, that's
Because I'm just of the generation that perception is reality, right? So if you
Right.
post, when you post on your Facebook that you're doing business, people think, "Wow,
he's doing business.
he's doing business.
Yeah.
I need to call him." Just keeps you top of mind.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, if you take Facebook along with all the other things I should be doing, it is a laundry list. And so I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, on the totem pole of things that need to be done is Facebook at the top. And right now for me, it's not. So, but I would like to do more with it. I'll be honest with you.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to jump off
All right, brother.
my meeting. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah. I'll try to be here tomorrow because
Okay.
we got a competition going on, man. We got to get on it.
Part of me hopes you're not there, so it gives me the upper hand. No offense.
I want you to succeed, but not really. So
Not- Like the good part of me, the angel on my shoulder wants you
Right.
to. The devil doesn't.
yeah, that's exactly right. I want to crush you horribly and then rub it in. But then the other side says, no. He's
Picture.
got a family to feed.
I'm on a helicopter shooting pigs. Like,
That's
oh, sorry,
exactly
you
right.
can't be here.
Dude, you got to look it up. Look at the guns they have, man.
Oh, I'll look at that.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know you could legally even shoot these. They're unfreaking believable. I was thinking we're just going to be using AR-15s, but they've got it to a whole nother level.
They're ready to go to war, is what
They
you're saying.
really are. And you fly around in a Huey helicopter. It's a Bell A2. So it's basically like a Vietnam era Huey helicopter. It has 6 gunners positions, 3 on each side. So they'll come in over the trees and you can get the pigs running out of the trees and you just slaughter them. It just looks amazing. So
Heck yeah. I'm excited.
I am too. So
Sweet. Well, we'll
catch up with you tomorrow.
If you want to get on later this afternoon, I'll be on.
Okay.
I
Sounds
know
good,
I
brother.
say that every time and then I'm not. So
Yeah.
okay, man.
All right, man. We'll see you.